Hey everybody, Dori Patrick here. Welcome back to another Talkie Tuesday. In this week's video, I am going to do some junk journaling, and I'm going to just talk you through my process this week. As many of you know, I am moving my studio. I'm in the middle of moving my studio, and I have two junk journals that I'm currently working through and finishing up, but of course, I could not find them. I think they accidentally got packed up and sent away. Anyway, we're starting with two fresh new junk journals that I made, and I'm showing you some of the supplies that I'm using. So I have a bin of ephemera there, and that is that new pack of scraps that hubby gave me for Christmas. I'm going to open those up, I think, and another little bin of smaller ephemera. I have a lot of ephemera. Yeah. Oh, and a lot of washi tape. And sorry, not sorry about all the washi tape. And stickers, of course. I love my stickers. I also pulled a few books out that I sometimes will poke through when I'm doing junk journaling. A couple of sticker books and a collage book. And I always have masking tape on hand. I like the Scotch brand magic tape, but I couldn't find any, probably because of the move. So I got the gift wrap tape. I always have a ruler and scissors for tearing and cutting. I love the Yoo-Hoo glue stick. In fact, that reminds me I need to get some more. And then we have the tacky glue for heavier items. And we're ready to go. Okay, so the two journals I'm working in, the little one is about 4 by 6, I think. It's about the size of a note card, and the other one is 8 by 6, I believe. And there's a video, I can't remember how long ago I did it, but I make all of my junk journals out of my junk and spare paper and cards and things. If I can find it, I'll put a link in the show notes if you want to see how I make my journals. It's kind of a fun video, and I believe in ease. I want things to be easy, so I don't do anything fancy. I just do a quick pamphlet stitch to get them together. Okay, so this first piece I'm gluing down is actually part of a travel journal that I tore apart. Years ago, I went to Oaxaca on an art retreat, and it was just amazing. And we made travel art journals, and I never really picked it back up and finished it or added to it. So instead of just letting it languish, I took it apart and decided I would put that ephemera in with all my junk journaling ephemera, because I still remember where it's from, and it's still pleasing to me. I still love looking at that ephemera. I just wanted to get it, off the dusty shelf and use it. So that's what I did. And then that little piece with eyeballs, that's a magazine picture, I think. So this is one of my washi tape designs. I design and sell washi tape in my Etsy shop, and that one is the Biking Girls, and they are so flippin' cute. I don't know why I had that little sample on some paper, but I thought they would be cute in there. And then this little label was kind of cute too. I'm sort of a trimmer. I don't like a lot of stuff bulking out of the edges of my book, but you'll see later on I do break that rule a little bit sometimes. What are rules for if not to be broken, right? Oh my gosh. So I thought I would give you a quick little update. Everything's really going well with getting stuff moved over to the new studio. We're exhausted. Moving is so exhausting, isn't it? And I have so much stuff. Oh my gosh. But it's coming along. I'll give you a little in-person update probably in a couple of weeks as I get more things put away. But I'm getting my stuff sorted in. It's feeling really good. I don't know why, but we left some of the heavy stuff for last. We really should have moved some of the heavy stuff first, but we still have some big pieces to move over there, and it has been snowy and really, really cold. So we've taken a couple of days off from the actual moving of the stuff over there, and honestly, I think we kind of needed it. We kind of needed the rest. But it's coming along. We're going to get there, and I'm really looking forward to working in that space. All right, so I'm just kind of picking through my ephemera. These little books are kind of fun because all of your little ephemera can go in them, but I feel like it takes a little more effort to kind of put together a little book, but still lots of fun. And I love that little fish. I think we stick him down. That kitty cat on the right-hand side, that is, I think, from Collage Soup, one of the digital downloads. There were some animals wearing clothes. And who doesn't love animals wearing clothes, right? And that little coyote guy is a clipping from a magazine. He's a decoratively painted coyote. I think they're called alabrije or alabrija. It's kind of like a spirit animal or a guardian angel. I found this little quote about determination, so I had to include that, because getting this studio set up is going to require some determination, right? And I had this tiny little bit of glitter paper. It was so oddly shaped, so I cut a little star out of it and put it, I guess it's like a bow tie for the kitty cat. Oh, and this is that wonderful bag of paper scraps. There's so much in there, you guys. I don't even know if I'll use all that in my lifetime. It's a crazy amount. But I found this little piece that has an arrow at either end, and it just fit perfectly right there. Those are all handmade papers. They're really pretty. And I love a ticket. I decided it needed a little backing, so I cut another piece of paper to go behind it and then just stapled it in. I forgot to mention, I love to staple too. Kind of gives you another dimension, an added texture. And of course, washi tape. I love washi tape for just adding a little bit of pattern somewhere where it feels just too plain. You know what I mean? And then that is a teeny tiny little light bulb that I cut out of a magazine page. As you can probably guess, and if you've watched my other junk journaling videos, I am not someone who works chronologically or with a particular theme. I just like to get my ephemera out and glue some stuff down. It's kind of a really great way to get some instant gratification when you need to just move your hands, but you don't have the time necessarily to get your paints out and, all your supplies. And it's fun because I still remember where a lot of these things came from. So it still gives me great memories. It's a great memory keeper. So there's that finished spread. Sorry about the glare there. There's a lot of shiny stuff. I love that little star. Yeah. That was fun. And now we're going to move on to the bigger book. Like I said, this is about 8 by 6, I believe. And again, made from a bunch of junk and old paintings. That on the left side, that's the cover. And that's a heavy kind of mixed media paper. And it was an old painting that I started but never finished. On the right-hand side, that gray paper, and you see kind of a little shine or a little sparkle. That is some, I think, nail polish that got spilled or something. And I thought, oh, well, I'll just spread it around on this paper. And I love how it looks because it's got like little bits of confetti and glitter in it. And I kind of, at the beginning, was thinking, oh, I don't really want to cover this up. But you'll see I end up letting a little bit of it peek through. But the thing about the junk journals is you can't be precious about the book itself. You got to be willing to just cover things up and, you know, enjoy the process. So I'm gluing a few scrapbook pages down, and this, that yellow piece, that's a receipt from a trip to Mexico I took a few years back. And I thought it was going to go in that first spread, but it's not. So I just glued it down on the next page, and I will work with it later. Okay, this image of this girl with the inner tube, you guys, I have had that image forever. In a previous life, I used to own a gift store and make and take art studio. And of course, there were like lots of catalogs coming my way all the time. People are always like trying to, you know, wanting you to sell their product in their store. And this girl was like on the cover of one of those catalogs of a line that we carried. And she just brought me so much joy. I saved her. So I have had her for at least 15, I don't know, 12 or 15 years. And she is so cute. And today is the day she is finally going to find her forever home in my junk journal. I'm determined I'm going to use her. And you'll kind of see how that works out here in a little bit. But I don't know. I think we should call her Maud. She seems like a Maud. And I love the name Maud. So Maud is going to go in the book here in a sec. These are just magazine images that I'm kind of trying out. I end up using this one. It's a picture of a colorful chandelier. And weirdly, I used to sell those in my store too. This spread just reminds me of when I had my store. This is another memento from a Mexico trip. I can't remember. I forget the name of those, what you call them. But they're kind of like a fortune. They help you tell fortunes. And I have a little set of them. And, and that's the rest of that receipt from my Mexico trip. This theme this week seems to be my Mexico trip. And you know what? I'm going back soon. I'll keep you posted on that. I am really excited. I love it there. Okay. Now we're getting ready for Maud. I just love that blue, that pop of blue on that little card. And she's got to get trimmed up a little bit. So, again, if you've watched my videos before, you know this, but I always have an old magazine or catalog off to the side there on the right-hand side. Today, that is an old Gudrun catalog. I love having that for my gluing, because then I can just tear off the page when it gets too sticky and move on to a new page. It just helps me really get whatever I'm gluing down with that glue stick without getting the whole tabletop all sticky. So Maud is glued down and she's looking fabulous. Doesn't she just have the best smile? I just love her. And I'm playing around with more ephemera. This little guy is from a collage book that I cut apart. I can't remember the name of the book, sorry, but isn't she cute too? She's like a little creature with wings. And that's a little bit of purple washi tape. A few years ago, you may not have convinced me that I could use solid colored tape, but I have really come to love it, and I reach for it a lot when I need just a little pop of color, but I don't want more pattern. You know what I mean? Oh, and this little guy, he is from a vintage children's pop-up book that my friend deconstructed the book and gave me all the little critters. And I'm kind of hoarding them, but it was really fun to use one. So that little fox driving the fire truck, it's perfect. I think he just pops there right off of that purple. And we glued our little winged creature down. And sometimes I just close the book for a minute or two, and so I can really press those things down so the glue sticks. Oh, and that's my sticker that says, what does it say? Small City, Big Art. It's a Cedar Rapids Art Museum sticker that my friend gave me, and I had that on top of the pile. I intended to use it. I'm glad I found a home for it. And this little yellow house is an image from a magazine, an artist that made little clay houses. And if you don't know, we live in a yellow house. So I always gravitate towards images of yellow houses. And I decide I'm just going to wrap that around to the front to secure it. You can still see that little bit of nail polish up in that upper right-hand corner there. Sometimes just knowing that it's there is good enough, but we will still see a little bit of that. So I found the word bliss, and I felt like that summed up Maud. She looks like she's having a blissful moment. And then this little scrap is from that coffee bag. I think you've seen me cut that up before in previous videos. Muy dark roast. It's a coffee that we love here. So I glued that down. What I love about junk journals is it's really a mix of precious and not precious, right? And so it just all becomes meaningful together. I love that. So you can see my ephemera is really starting to encroach on my space. I'm looking at that cute little couch now, and I'm like, okay, I need to go junk journal some more so I can put that in a book. But this is the story of my tabletop. Whenever I'm working, I always I start off with all this space and everything, spread out and all kinds of space to work. And I always work myself into a little tiny space with all my supplies moving in on me. It just never fails. That's just how it goes. So that little sticker in the corner, that was from that book. It's full of famous artists' artwork. I don't grab it very often because it's so big, but I really should. Maybe I should take some of the pages out and kind of cut them down so I reach for them a little more. But maybe someday I'll do that. And I'm sticking some more stickers. I usually end up with stickers finishing up the page because they're just easy. And I really want to put another daisy up on that above Maud's head there, but I don't want to cut that off, and so I just decide to not do it. And I'm just really fiddling around here. Sorry that my book is down a little lower. I'm going to try to really make sure that I center my book more. I get caught up in the moment, you know. So here's what I decide to do over Maud's head. My friend Melissa gave me these fabulous thought bubble and speech bubble stickers, and so I'm going to put one over her head, fixing that little label there. So I found one that I like. Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with that yellow tape too, but we go for the blue checked washi tape. And again, I double it up just to kind of create a little area. And that's where her little thought bubble is going to go. And of course she's saying, yay! There we go. And Maud is all set. There she is in her forever home. And here's some close-up shots of the page. I'm feeling good about this, and I love that I can still see some of that nail polish. So fun. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. It's always fun to sit and chat with you. I love to see what you're up to, so please share your tips and tricks for junk journaling. Tell me you have a lot of ephemera too, that I'm not the only one. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.